So LHD, let's consider a function y is equals to fx. LHD represents left-hand derivative and RHD represents right-hand derivative. So if we want to check whether a function is differentiable or not, we need to find out these two things, f dash x negative and f dash x positive. Whatever the value of these two terms are, that is the differentiation. So the first step is this. To find out whether a function is differentiable or not, we need to find out these two things. But that is a concept you should know, but you will not use this in class 11th. You will use this concept in class 12th. For class 11th, you need not to check whether a function is differentiable or not, because every function we will give you is differentiable. So you do not need to solve out for LHD and RHD separately, but rather we have to solve any one of them to find out the differentiation of a function. Okay? So these are two things, LHD and RHD, left-hand derivative and right-hand derivative, from which we just need to use only one for the class 11th part. For the class 12th part, you will be asked whether the function is differentiable or not. Then you will be solving both of these two things. For now, this is the only thing we need to concentrate on, which is RHD, right? Okay. Now, one more thing is, if you put any value of x in this, let's say some point x is equals to a, right? So first find out this, and then you put x is equals to a in this part. So let's take this positive out of here, because we'll not be having this conversation about LHD and RHD. We'll only be having conversation about the derivative part, right? So if I put x is equals to a in this, so the value would look like limit h tends to 0, f of a plus h minus f of a divided by h, right? Now this is also a derivative, but at x is equals to a, at some fixed point. These two things are same, exactly same. The only difference is this is general differentiation. General differentiation means we will be having x, we'll be having this for all x, and if we put a particular value of x, that can be anything, I have taken that as a for this case, that will be a particular differentiation, or differentiation at some particular point. Derivative, I should write derivative at some particular point. You'll be asked both of them in class 11th. You'll be asked either to find out the differentiation of any function or the differentiation of any function at some point. Okay, now let's figure out what are the basic differentiations. So first I'll be writing some formulae and then I'll prove them. Okay, now just give me a minute, guys. Sorry, somebody was asking something.
Yeah. So this general differentiation is basically like the right-hand derivative, right?
General differentiation can be anything. See, if the function is differentiable, Safa, right-hand derivative and left-hand derivative will be same.
Yeah.
So you can either find out by left-hand derivative or by right-hand derivative. The answer will be same.
Okay.
Yeah. But we'll be using this because this is easy. This is easy to remember rather than this, right? So we'll be using this right-hand derivative only. Okay. So I'll be writing some formula which you need to remember, and I'll show you the proof. So let's say we want to find out the differentiation of power. How to solve power? So this is an algebraic function, x to the power n. Obviously, n is constant, right? It can be x square, x cube, 6x to the power 7, anything like that. No, sorry. Let's first find out the differentiation of a constant. So this k is some constant. K belongs to real numbers. So k is some constant. If you are trying to find out the differentiation of a constant, that will be 0. Because constant will be constant. Constant doesn't change. So rate of constant will always be 0 because constant will not change. This is the physical significance. So if I differentiate y with respect to x, it should be 0. Now, this is the formula we have to learn, but the thing will be asked is the proof of it. So for proof, you have y is equals to k. You can always write y as fx. So you have your function as k. K, what is k? K is constant, right? Now you want to find out f dash x. So you can say that using first principle, f dash x is nothing but limit h tends to 0, f of x plus h minus fx divided by h. Now to find out f dash x, we have function fx as k. So if I put f of x plus h here, it will not change my function as it does not depend on x. You write fx, you write f2, you write f100, you write f10, everything will be k because this is a constant function. So if you write f of x plus h, that will also be k. And if you write fx, that will also be k. So this is nothing but 0 by h, which is again 0 because h has some value, some very small value, but some value. So this is 0. Hence this formula. So the first formula is if you want to differentiate a constant function, any constant, the differentiation will be 0. Now the second part, y is equals to x to the power n. Obviously, n belongs to any real number. Now the differentiation of this formula is you take this n, the power outside, and you decrease the power by 1, n into x to the power n minus 1. So for example, let's first understand the formula. For example, you have y is equals to x cube, right? So dy by dx would be take 3 outside and write the power decreased by 1. So 3x square. So if you have y is equals to x to the power 100 or x to the power 7, or let's say x to the power 7 by 4. Now you know this power is constant, x to the power 7 by 4, then its differentiation would be take the power outside. So 7 by 4, x to the power 7 by 4 minus 1. Decrease the power by 1. Now when you solve it, you will get 3 by 4. So the answer would be this. This is how the formula works, right? Now what's the proof?
So for each formula, we have to learn the proof as well.
You don't need to learn it. You have to understand how we are doing this, because there can be any formula. I mean, I am telling you for all the formulae part only, but it can be for anything. So you have to understand how how do we need to, how would we find out the proof? What is the origination? I mean, how did this originate? So the formula, this formula you have to learn, and you need to understand how we are applying this formula over different type of functions.
For each.
Yes, for each function. So we know using first principle, again, every time we have to write this using first principle, we know what f dash x is. F dash x is limit h tends to 0, f of x plus h minus fx divided by h. Now, if I write f of x plus h, we have this function as x to the power n, right? So fx here is x to the power n. Can you tell me what is f of x plus h in this case? Anyone? If we have fx, can we, okay, can we write f2? Tell me this. What is f2 in this case?
2 raised to n.
2 to the power n, right? So if I'm writing f of x plus h, what should be that?
X plus h to whole raised to n.
Correct. X plus h to the whole power n minus fx is x to the power n divided by h, right? And then we have to open it x plus h to the power n using binomial theorem. Now I'm writing it here using binomial theorem. We have already learned binomial theorem, so this should be nc0 x to the power n plus nc1 x to the power n minus 1 into h plus nc2 x to the power n minus 2 h square and up to ncn x to the power 0 and h to the power n, right? Now this nc0 is 1, so this is x to the power n plus nc1 is n, right? nc1 is n, we know all of these formulae, into x to the power n minus 1 into h plus this nc2. I'm writing this nc2 as nc2 x to the power n minus 2. We can solve that, but we don't need to. Why? You will learn that. Up to the last thing is ncn h to the power n. This is just my first expression. Sorry, I need more space. So this will be limit h tends to 0 whole divided by h. This would be nc0, which is 1. So this is just x to the power n. First term is this. Then second term is nc1 is n, x to the power n minus 1 into h plus nc2 x to the power n minus 2 h square, and the last term will be ncn h to the power n. This is the expansion of first term minus x to the power n whole divided by h, right? Now this x to the power n gets cancelled out with x to the power n, and we can divide the whole expression by h because every term contains h. You can see every term contains h. So this would be limit h tends to 0. The first term will be h gets cancelled out. So this is just n into x to the power n minus 1 plus this is nc2 x to the power n minus 2. This h square gets divided by h and you'll have only h. Then the third term will have h square and the last term will have ncn h to the power n minus 1 because this is h to the power n. If I divide it by h, I'll get h to the power n minus 1. As soon as you put h0, you are left with this expression, first term only. So I'm writing this at the top. F dash x is equals to n into x to the power n minus 1. First solve out these 3-4 questions with me, then I'll tell you how to, what are the things, what are the steps that you need to focus on.
Wait, so from that limit h approaches 0, after that nx raised to n minus 1 plus nc2. So after that, everything is like not taken.
See, if I put limit h tends to 0 inside the function, Safa,
Oh, okay.
it contains h, it will get 0.
Yeah,
Every
it
time
will.
it gets cancelled out. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So this is 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. Everything is 0 after that because every term contains h. So the differentiation of power is you take power outside and decrease the power by 1. But that power should be constant. Always remember that. Have you guys written this? If somebody hasn't, just raise your hand. Yeah. Good. Guys, try to solve this with me. You will not be able to remember them. So don't think that you will remember these things. You will ये रट के नहीं होगा कुछ भी इसमें. You have to understand this. I mean, there are like 100, 200 proofs in that case. If you want to just mug them up, you can't. And one more thing is definitely they will not give you these easy ones. I mean, this is not an easy one, x to the power n, but there will be some expressions which can be, carried out easily. They'll surely give you the tougher one. And for that, you need to understand how this thing is processing. You will, but just try to understand it with me for 3-4 questions. Then you'll be able to get it that how are we solving all of this. Is everybody done? Tharif, you were late. Have you written this? If not, then just raise your hand so that I get to know whenever you are done. So after, okay, so I can proceed, right? Everybody has written. Okay. So before we go on to the next formula, I'm sorry, guys. I have made this tough for you. I just wanted to make everyone understand the whole concept, but it will be tough for you to at first grab it. So let's start in an easier way. Let's solve some questions first. Okay. So the question is, find the derivative of the function fx is equals to x square. Now you know what is the derivative. Can you tell me what is the derivative of x square?
Yes.
2.
No.
How this derivative is coming? You can use the formula directly in class 12th or in physics. You have to use the formula directly, obviously. But for this class, for 11th part, we have to show how the derivative is 2x. Let's start. So if I can say that from first principle of differentiation, we can write f dash x as limit h tends to 0, f of x plus h minus fx divided by h. Now, if I want to find out the derivative, I have fx as x square. What should be the value of f of x plus h? Iram, what should be the value of f of x plus h? You know fx. We have to write f of x plus h from this expression.
X plus h the whole square.
Correct. Very good. So this should be x plus h whole square minus fx is x square divided by h is equals to, this will come out as, you can open the square. So this would be x square plus h square plus 2hx minus x square divided by h. Gets cancelled out. H can be taken with both of them, separated with both of them. So this will look like limit h tends to 0. This is h square upon h is h plus 2hx divided by h is 2x. If you put h 0, you get 2x. So your f dash x is 2x. You'll be given easy questions only, not that very tough questions. But yeah, obviously hard. It may be harder than this question. But yes, not very hard. So whenever you are asked to find out the derivative of any function, you have to follow the first principle. The first principle says that f dash x can be carried out with this formula. Okay, one more question I'll like to solve for all of you. Let's take any question from exercise. Okay, find the derivative of question number 1. I'm taking question number 1. Find the derivative of x square minus 2 at x is equals to 10. X square minus 2. Okay, let's change that to x cube minus 2. Let's even change it further for x cube minus 3x square. This will be much more complex than what has been given to us. So derivative of fx is equals to x cube minus 3x square at x is equals to, let's say, 10. Then again, same procedure. You just have to put x is equals to 10 in this formula. So what you can say is derivative of fx at x is equals to 10 is f dash 10. So I'm just replacing x with 10 here, guys. Remember this. F dash 10 is equals to limit h tends to 0 f of x plus h. Now, if I write f of x plus h, I have to first replace x with 10. So what I'm doing is f of 10 plus h minus f of 10 divided by h, which would be f dash 10 is equals to limit h tends to 0, right? F of 10 plus h will be 10 plus h whole cube minus 3 times 10 plus h whole square minus this will be 10 cube minus 3 into 10 square. So 1000 minus 300, 700. I'm writing it directly because I don't have much space left. Divided by h. Now I just want to understand from you guys, first of all, did you guys get these two concepts, f dash x and f dash a? F dash a, basically you have to put some value of x. In this case, a is 10. So if you're facing problem with this, just ask me, because you have to do this like for the whole class. Okay, in that case, let's proceed. How can we solve it? I would like to hear your opinion. कोई नहीं, गलत सही चलेगा यार, तुम बस बताओ। गलत मैंने ये नहीं पूछा कि तुम सही बताओ, तुम बताओगे तुम्हें क्या लगता है कैसे सॉल्व करें अभी। मास बोल क्या करना चाहिए। इरम, अब्दुल्ला,
So,
अच्छा या इरम।
I think we should apply the formula a plus b the whole cube.
And a plus b whole square as well, नहीं?
Yeah, that
दोनों
is
ही अपन करने पड़ेंगे। ठीक है, गुड। देखो यही दो स्टेप इंपॉर्टेंट है, अभी मेरी काम की बात सुन लो तुम। पूरा पूरा क्वेश्चन में इन द होल while solving all of these questions, every kind of question related to derivative for class 11th, I'm again emphasizing on class 11th, क्योंकि यहाँ पे तुम्हें बहुत ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस नहीं मिलेंगे गाइस। एक ही क्वेश्चन आएगा डेरिवेटिव का, जिसमें आपसे पूछा जाएगा, आपको कोई फंक्शन दिया जाएगा एंड यू विल बी आस्क्ड टू सॉल्व दैट। either you have to find the derivative f dash x or you have to find the derivative at some particular point. यही दो टाइप का क्वेश्चन बनता है आपके लिए, ठीक है। तो बहुत ही बेसिक से शुरू करते हैं, बिल्कुल एकदम ज्यादा, चलो अभी ज्यादा बातों पे नहीं जाते हैं। यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस थोरली, वो अलग बात है, वो 12th क्लास में पूरा थोरली समझना ही पड़ेगा, राइट। जस्ट अ मिनट गाइस, हेलो।
Sir, I solved this and I'm getting like a quadratic equation. So like, do I further solve it?
Sorry, Safa, please.
Sir, I solved this and I'm getting like a quadratic equation.
Okay.
Do I further solve it? Like,
You have to fully solve it. Like there will be some answer. If you are taking derivative at some particular point, then there will be an answer, constant answer.
oh, okay, sir.
Yeah. So guys, these 2 points are important. First of all, you should know which formula you need to apply. It can be anything. It can be either f dash x, मतलब दो ही formula में से होगा. Either it would be this f dash x or f dash a. Take this as f dash a because a is 10 here. A can be anything. But either f, मतलब यही फॉर्मूला है. इसमें आपको x की कोई वैल्यू दे देता है तो वैल्यू रख देंगे हम. तो पहला स्टेप तो ये कि हमें फॉर्मूला पता होना चाहिए, राइट. एंड सेकंड स्टेप ये कि आपको ये फॉर्मूला जब आप पूरा पुट कर दोगे तो उसके बाद वाला स्टेप समझ आना चाहिए कि मैं क्या करूं. और क्या करूं मैं, आपके पास बहुत ज्यादा ऑप्शंस होंगे नहीं. पहली बात तो फॉर एग्जांपल फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन व्हाट कैन यू डू. कुछ नहीं, मैं इसको ओपन ही कर सकता हूं. आई डोंट हैव एनी अदर चॉइस, राइट. ऐसे ही सिमिलरली अभी मैं साइन कॉस ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक फंक्शंस पे जाऊंगा तो वहां पे मैं उनके फॉर्मूले से ओपन करूंगा उसको. आई डोंट हैव एनीथिंग न्यू. एवरीथिंग यू हैव बीन टॉट विल बी यूज्ड हियर. क्योंकि आपको फॉर्मूले को ओपन करना पड़ेगा और फॉर्मूले को ओपन करने का एक ही दो तरीका होगा. कोई ज्यादा मतलब कंफ्यूजन वाला भी पार्ट नहीं है. तो बस दो ही स्टेप इंपॉर्टेंट है. एक फॉर्मूला सही से लगा दो, सही से लिख दो. और दूसरा जब लिख दो तो हाउ टू ओपन दैट वो आपको आना चाहिए. जैसे कि यहां पे अभी तक हम एल्जेब्रिक फंक्शन उठा रहे हैं तो हमारे पास a प्लस बी होल स्क्वायर, a प्लस बी होल क्यूब, ये सारे फॉर्मूले हैं, वही सब लगेंगे. हर बार वही लगेंगे. मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस विल बी ऑन एल्जेब्रिक फंक्शंस इवन. कोई वो भी पंगा नहीं है कि मेरे को ये भी याद करना है, ये भी याद करना है. मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस विल बी ऑन एल्जेब्रिक फंक्शन, आइदर एल्जेब्रिक फंक्शंस और ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक फंक्शंस. तो उसके आपको 2-3-4 फॉर्मूले याद होने चाहिए. तो यही लगता रहेगा बार बार और इसी से क्वेश्चन पूरा सॉल्व हो जाएगा. तो इतना लोड लेने वाली कोई बात नहीं है. बहुत ही इजी सा एक क्वेश्चन आएगा इसका, है ना. और बस आपको ये 2 स्टेप का पता होना चाहिए. आप मैं कह रहा हूं आप 15 से 20 क्वेश्चन लगाओ पूरे डेरिवेटिव्स के, यू विल बी गुड टू गो इन एग्जाम्स. ठीक है. बड़ा ऐसे नहीं कि बिल्कुल ऐसे ही आपने एकदम लाइक सॉल्विंग वेरी इजी क्वेश्चंस, वो नहीं चलेगा. थोड़ा सा ठीक ठाक क्वेश्चन भी लगाने पड़ेंगे. आप एनसीईआरटी पूरी कंप्लीट कर लो, यू विल बी गुड टू गो, ये मैं बता सकता हूँ. तो लोड नहीं है कोई. बस यही है कि आपको फॉर्मूले पता होने चाहिए, थोड़े से ओपन करना आना चाहिए इसको. तो इफ यू ओपन इट यू विल गेट 10 क्यूब प्लस h क्यूब प्लस 3 into 10 square h which would be 300h plus 3 into 10 into h square which would be 30h square. अब ये फॉर्मूला तुम्हें थोड़ा याद होने चाहिए. मेरे को याद है, मैं फटाफट लगाते जा रहा हूँ इनको. You don't want to. Yeah, Safa, please.
But can we take 10 plus h the whole square as common?
Yes, बिल्कुल
I'm sorry.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल कॉमन ले सकते हैं और थोड़ा
And
छोटा हो
the
जाएगा.
final answer should be a constant, right, sir?
In this case, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
When you are finding out the derivative at some particular point, then you will put that value, na. So your answer won't come in terms of x. The answer would come in terms of 10. Obviously 10 can be solved, so answer kuch na kuch constant aayega.
Okay, sir.
So in this case, okay, let's take 10 plus h whole square common. So you'll be left with 10 plus h here minus 3 here. But again, we have to multiply this. See, so minus 700 divided by h. हमें सॉल्व तो यार ये पूरा ही करना पड़ेगा. अभी आप इसको सॉल्व करोगे तो कुछ ये आएगा. मैं फटाफट से सॉल्व कर देता हूँ. मतलब ये सॉल्यूशन वाला पार्ट बनेगा 1000 प्लस h क्यूब प्लस 300h प्लस 30h स्क्वायर. ये बना फर्स्ट पार्ट जब आप ओपन करेंगे इसको. एंड सेकंड पार्ट विल बी माइनस ऑफ 10 स्क्वायर 100 into 3 300 प्लस h स्क्वायर माइनस सॉरी प्लस के 3h स्क्वायर. Then this will be 10 to 20h 60h minus 700. तो 700 तो इससे कैंसिल हो जाएगा पूरा. 1000 minus 300, यहाँ पे भी आपको 700 देगा, 700 minus 700 पूरा gets cancelled out. Then h cube will be same. तो मैं पूरा ऊपर वाला पार्ट सॉल्व करके लिख रहा हूँ बस. I'm not doing anything else. I'm just solving all of it. I'm simplifying the numerator. So this will be h cube plus 30h square minus 3h square will be 27h square plus 300h minus 60h will be 240h. Right? Yes. Divided by h. Now this h will get cancelled out with some h. So this will be limit h tends to 0. This is h square plus 27h plus 240. Next step में आपके पास आंसर आ जाएगा. As soon as you put h, you get answer as 240. So your f dash 10 in this case will be 240. So if you're finding out the derivative at some particular point, the answer will always be constant. If you're finding out the general derivative, answer will be in terms of x. हाँ जी, everybody understood the process? पहले तो मेरे को ये बता दो. अभी प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो और सारा क्लियर हो जाएगा, बट ये बेसिक बात समझ आ गई कि दो काम करने होंगे. एक फॉर्मूला से अप्लाई करना है, दूसरा ये ओपन करना है फिर फॉर्मूला. ये पोर्शन या ये पोर्शन, ये सॉरी ये जो आपने किया है यहाँ पे ऐसे ये. तो बस दो प्रोसेस आपको समझ आए, आपका क्वेश्चन खुद सॉल्व होता चला जाएगा. कुछ लिमिट्स के फॉर्मूले लग सकते हैं, वो हो सकता है. लिमिट्स के फॉर्मूले आपको आते हैं, इससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. अभी मैं जितने फॉर्मूले आपको याद कराने वाला था वो मैं अभी के लिए छोड़ देता हूं. अगर हमारे पास बाद में टाइम होगा तो मैं आपको याद कराऊंगा पक्का फॉर्मूला सारे. अभी मैं आपको सिर्फ इस पार्ट पे फोकस करते हैं कि एफ डैश एक्स कैसे निकालना है. थोड़े फॉर्मूले वैसे मुझे कराने ही पड़ेंगे, थोड़े तो याद कराने ही पड़ेंगे यार. कुछ वैसे भी ये सारे काम के फॉर्मूले हैं, आपको फिजिक्स में भी बहुत यूज करना है, मैथ्स में भी बहुत यूज करना है इन्हीं सारे फॉर्मूले का. तो फॉर्मूला तो याद आपको होना ही चाहिए. बेशक आप ये भूल जाना इस साल के बाद, उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता, क्योंकि ये बहुत ज्यादा यूज नहीं होगा. 12th में भी जो क्वेश्चन आता है वो इस पे बेस्ड नहीं आता है. एक्सरसाइज होगी है जिसमें ये यूज हो रहा होगा, बट क्वेश्चन उससे आता नहीं है. तो यू कैन फॉरगेट दिस बट नॉट द फॉर्मूला पार्ट. चलो फिर करते हैं और कुछ प्रूफ ट्राई करते हैं. देखिए साइन एक्स कॉस एक्स का क्या डिफरेंशिएशन होता है. कैन आई रिमूव दिस? अदरवाइज जस्ट रेज योर हैंड इफ यू हैवंट रिटन. Cool. Do you know the differentiation of sin x? Anyone? फहद, sin x का डिफरेंशिएशन क्या होता है बता?
cos x
cos x and cos x का
minus sin
माइनस sin x. करेक्ट. अब देखो यही आंसर आएंगे. fx का sin x, अगर sin x फंक्शन ले रहा हूं तो इसका डिफरेंशिएशन आएगा cos x. अभी ट्राई करते हैं. चलो तो यूजिंग फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल सबसे पहले तो ये लिख देते हैं. यूजिंग फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल ऑफ डिफरेंशिएशन हमारे पास फॉर्मूला है. पहले मैं इसका निकालता हूं. वी कैन राइट दिस f dash x as limit h tends to 0 f of x plus h minus fx. We have to remember these formulae. वैसे मतलब ये हमें पता होना चाहिए कि sin x का डिफरेंशिएशन cos x होता है, बट अगर पूछा जाए कि sin x का डिफरेंशिएशन क्या है तो आपको निकाल के दिखाना पड़ेगा, ये याद रखना. तो दो तरीके के क्वेश्चन आएंगे, या तो ये पूछा जाएगा कि इसका डिफरेंशिएशन क्या है, या फिर जो दूसरा क्वेश्चन आएगा उस पर भी हम बात करते हैं थोड़ी देर में. चलिए जी इसको शुरू करते हैं. Tharif, what should I write here? F of x plus h. What is the value of f of x plus h for this function? What is fx? Acha, tell me what is fx, Tharif? What is fx?
One
Fx is sin x, right?
sin x.
So if I want to find out f2, what would it be? F2.
Zero.
No. F2, how would F2 be 0? F2 should be sin 2, na?
Yes, sir.
And what is the value of F10?
Sin 10.
Sin 10, right? So what is the value of f of x plus h?
Sin x plus h.
Sin of x plus h, correct? You just have to replace x with x plus h. Minus fx would be sin x divided by h. Now what? Pehla step to ho gaya. Second step. How to open this? Maz, tell me how to open this sin of x plus h. This.
Sir, sin x plus sin h.
अरे वाह, अच्छा, ये हर साल बोलते हैं मुझसे बच्चे। और फिर मैं उन्हें एक एग्जांपल दिखाता हूँ। चल ये देखते हैं, पढ़ के तो इसको आया ही है पहले, वो तो अलग बात है, वो तो तुझे याद ही नहीं है अभी। सो वी कैन राइट sin 90 as sin 60 plus 30, राइट? sin 90 की वैल्यू क्या है? कोई बताएगा मेरे को?
1.
Sorry, 1.
राइट? सो इफ आई राइट sin 90 as sin 60 plus 30, तब भी कुछ चेंज तो नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि मैंने 90 को ही ब्रेक करा है 60 plus 30 में। अकॉर्डिंग टू द फॉर्मूला ऑफ मास, ये होना चाहिए sin 60 plus sin 30। अब sin 60 निकालते हैं भाई, sin 30 भी हमें पता है, ये तो √3 + 1/2 आ रहा है, इससे भी तो आंसर 1 ही आना चाहिए था। तो ये तो फॉर्मूला नहीं। अभी कोई और बताओ कैसे ओपन करेंगे sin of x plus h को?
Trigonometric identity sin x plus y is equal to sin x cos y plus cos x sin y.
वेरी गुड, एग्जैक्टली यही स्टेप हमें बस समझने हैं। देखो मैं इसको स्टेप को अलग कलर से भी इसीलिए कर रहा हूँ, बिकॉज सो दैट यू रिमेंबर दिस इज एन इंपॉर्टेंट स्टेप। So sin of x plus h will be opened by the formula of sin of a plus b, which would be sin a cos b. Here a is x and b is h. So sin x cos h plus cos x sin h minus sin x divided by h. Right? Now see, if you put h 0, what are you getting? If you put h 0, तो ऊपर वाले न्यूमरेटर में मेरे पास बन जाएगा sin of x cos of 0. Cos of 0 is 1, right? Cos of 0 is 1. So sin x cos 0 plus cos x sin 0. Sin 0 is 0, right? Minus sin x. This will become 0. If you put h 0, all of the numerator part becomes 0, and denominator is obviously h only. So denominator is also 0. So this is 0 by 0 form. For now, this is 0 by 0 form. Now I have to combine it using the formula of limits. So limit h tends to 0. I'm combining these two parts because this part contains sin h. अगर मैं h को इसके साथ लेके जाता हूं, तो I can create this formula sin h upon h. We have that formula in limits, right? So what I'm doing is I'm combining these two parts and I'm taking sin x common. So we have cos h minus 1 divided by h plus limit h tends to 0 cos x sin h divided by h. Can I write this? This is nothing but the above expression. right? Now this value becomes 1. This cos x will be considered constant for this because see, the limit is applied on h, not on x, not on x. So this is treated as constant for the limit. You can take cos x outside. This sin h upon h will become 1. So you're good to go with this part. This part just becomes cos x, right? Now let's talk about this part. First, we have the direct formula for this, which even Fahad discussed in the last class. But I told you guys that you don't need it. Why? Because you can convert it. I mean, this is a formula which becomes 0 actually. How is it 0? I'll tell you today. So cos h minus 1, take minus common from here. So this will be minus of sin x. This becomes 1 minus cos h divided by h. Now this 1 minus cos h can be written as 2 sine square h by 2. And we have h with us already. Now to solve this part, we need h by 2 whole square in the denominator. So obviously we have to multiply h by 2 whole square in the numerator as well. So that this becomes 1. Right? So you have minus 2 sine x. You can obviously take this h common. I mean, take this h outside of this circle. This part is 1 now, right? Using the formula. This part is 1. Now you are left with h square by 4. And you also have one h here. Right? So if you cancel this, you have minus sine x. In fact, one h is there, minus h sine x by 2. This whole part boils down to this simple expression. And when you're applying limits, as soon as you put the limit here, this becomes 0. Which we can also remember as the formula limit h tends to 0, 1 minus cos h divided by h is 0. This is the formula, which is given in your NCERT already. Limit h tends to 0, 1 minus cos h divided by h is equals to 0. So this can be applied here. So this is 0. This is cos x. So the answer to your question, that is the derivative of fx is cos x. So the derivative of sin x is cos x basically. Similarly, we can also find out the derivative for second part, gx. First, note this down. Ask me your doubts. If you do not understand any point, any step, ask me that step. And try to solve it for cos x. Shall everyone solve it and you will face problems? Ask me. No worries. Can I remove this, guys? Chania, what is happening? Are you leaving the class? So again, using first principle, you have to write g dash x as limit h tends to 0, g of x plus h minus gx divided by h. You know everything, put in the formula and try to solve it. And if you are stuck at some step, please ask me. So how to open cos of x plus h?
So if we get like 1 minus cos h by h, can we directly write it as 0, or do we show all these steps?
No, 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 no. You can use the formula. You can write it 0 directly. Also, you can use another formula as well. Cos A minus cos B. Consider this as complete A and this as B. You know the formula for cos A minus cos B. You can also use those formulas. But I'm not going into that because I know you do not remember them. But yes, the another approach to solve this is using those formulae as well. I mean, do someone remember what is the formula for cos A minus cos B?
-2 sine a plus b by 2 into sine a minus b by 2.
Good, very good. You can also use that. Let's use that only in this case. So this would be,
So it should be
yeah.
minus sine x.
Yes, it should be minus sin x. Safra. So this, if I use cos A minus cos B, I'm writing it here. Cos A minus cos B, it is -2 sine of A plus B by 2 into sine of A minus B by 2. So I can use that -2 sine of A plus B by 2. A plus B is 2x plus h by 2 into A minus B is h. X plus, if you subtract x from x plus h, you will get h. So sine of A minus B by 2 is h by 2 divided by h. Right? Now you can multiply and divide this h with 2 because now this is a formula. Sine of h by 2 divided by h by 2. This is 1. Right? So if you put h here, this is 1. If you put h here, you will get limit h tends to 0 minus this 2 gets cancelled out. So this is sine of this. Let's separate this 2. So this is 2x by 2, which is x plus h by 2. And this is 1. Right. Now, if you put h 0, you get minus sine x. So the differentiation of cos x is minus sine x.
So, what if it's like 0 minus limit h approaches 0 sine x? Is it the final answer will be negative sine x?
Yes. I mean, why not? If you put x 0, you will get x plus 0, na? Safa? Which is again
Cos x plus what do you call it? Cos x plus y formula.
yeah, that is also correct. That we have done in the first case. So that is why I wanted to show you this approach. You could have done it in either way. Now, this is one method which I want you guys to learn. There are high chances that the question will be based on this, right? In which you have to use this first principle for different functions. You have to understand how to open this function. This step is crucial. Just remember that. Now, another concept from this chapter is that you have to learn all of these formally first. All of the basic rules of differentiation. So let's start with that portion now, because anyway you need to practice on this. Guys, sorry, I'll forget it if I won't tell you this. So next Sunday's class, guys, which is on 18th, I guess, yeah, 18th December. That is shifted to 16th. That is on Friday, on the same time. So next Sunday's class is preponed, right? And at the same timing on Friday. Whatever are your respective timings at different places. Yeah, see, on 18th we have World Cup final, so I can't take class on that day.
Sir, who are you supporting?
Argentina, man. जीतनी है अपना तो इस बार पूरा उम्मीद है, पता नहीं जीतने का तो France is playing too good. Anybody here football fan?
Sir, I am.
हाँ बता फात किसको सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं?
सर मैं जर्मनी सपोर्ट कर रहा था लेकिन पहली ने की.
अरे यार
नहीं, सेकंड पे अर्जेंटीना सपोर्ट करते हैं.
अरे क्या बात है, दुआ लगेगी हमारी दोनों की. वैसे तो मैं चाहता था अर्जेंटीना पोर्चुगल होना चाहिए फाइनल, पर हमारे चाहने से क्या. Okay, you can proceed, right? Chalo फिर let's come to the next part, next concept. पहले तो guys, this is not over, this is far from over. जो भी अभी हमने किया है आपको प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा. ये if you're not practicing it तो नहीं होगा सॉल्व. मैं बता दे रहा हूँ अभी. तो नेक्स्ट क्लास में मैं कुछ क्वेश्चंस दूंगा पहले तुम्हें और चेक करूंगा कि तुमने प्रैक्टिस करा है कि नहीं करा है. तो जितने अपने क्लास मतलब एनसीईआरटी के क्वेश्चन है पहले वो लगा के आना, फिर मैं असाइनमेंट में जो कुछ और क्वेश्चंस होंगे उनके बारे में बात करूंगा.
So over here,
Yes.
after you apply the formula in the
Hmm.
denominator, you multiplied 2 into h by 2.
Yeah, I multiplied and divided by 2 with this h.
Okay, okay,
That so that I can make this formula. So
okay.
yes. So second part is you have to first remember these formulae. इन हर फॉर्मूले का प्रूफ है, सेम प्रूफ है जैसे अभी हमने पहले वाले फॉर्मूले किया था. पहले वाले फॉर्मूले ये जो fx is equals to k, then f dash x is equals to 0. That is the differentiation of any constant is 0. Now second is power rule. What does power rule says? That if you are having something x to the power n, then f dash x would be n into x to the power n minus 1. Now the third is e to the power x, exponential function. So e to the power x is e to the power x only. The differentiation of e to the power x is e to the power x only. You know about e, right? We have discussed this. No? Safa, have we discussed about e?
Sir, I don't really know. I don't know. I don't think so, sir.
You must have. It can't happen. Okay, I'll tell you again. Euler's number. This e is known as Euler's number. This is an irrational number, first of all. Euler was a great mathematician. बहुत सारी चीजें हमें आइलर ने दी हैं. तुम्हारी काफी प्रॉब्लम्स बढ़ाई हैं आइलर ने. तुम तो पढ़ना नहीं चाहते ना, इसलिए. तो कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर में बहुत सारे रूल्स आइलर के हैं, लॉगरिथम में बहुत सारे रूल्स आइलर के हैं. तो आइलर वाज अ ग्रेट मैथमेटिशियन. बाय द वे आइलर, चलो दिस इज अ टास्क फॉर यू. आइलर सॉल्व्ड अ प्रॉब्लम. मतलब मैथ्स में तो यही होता है ना कि मैथ्स की प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं, वो सॉल्व नहीं होती हैं. मैथ्स को हम जनरल लाइफ में भी लगाते हैं काफी, वो तो मैं बताता ही रहता हूँ. एप्लीकेशन पार्ट तो, बट फिलोसॉफिकल सब्जेक्ट है बहुत मैथ्स. दिस डजंट सीम लाइक ट्रू, बट या दिस सीम्स लाइक क्या ऑक्सीमोरन, बट यस इट इज ट्रू दैट मैथ्स इज अ वेरी फिलोसॉफिकल सब्जेक्ट. तो इसकी बहुत सारी एप्लीकेशंस तो होती हैं ऑब्वियसली. तो ऐसी एक प्रॉब्लम थी जो आइलर ने सॉल्व करी थी. आइलर फर्स्ट सॉल्व दैट प्रॉब्लम. आप नेक्स्ट क्लास में अगर आप पता करके आ सकते हैं, यू हैव गूगल, राइट? Try to find out which problem Euler solved. The first solution to that problem was by Euler. So Euler was a great mathematician. उन्होंने नंबर दिया e. This is an irrational number called Euler's number. आप हमेशा इसको e ही देखते रहोगे. Now this has value something like 2.732. I don't remember the correct figure. Just 1 minute. 2.7 is okay. If you remember 2.7, that will be okay, because you never need to write the value of e. So you just need to know the concept. What is e? E is an irrational number. The value is something around 2.7. Just a minute. Let me check. 2.718. Yeah. So 2.718 is the approximate value. No. Now where do we use e? The use is in log. So when you write ln, this is natural logarithm. Natural logarithm. And the meaning of ln is log base e. This is something like that. So let's say I have written ln x. Ln x means log x to the base e. So natural logarithm. In case of natural logarithm, you will use base e. Right? So this is e. E to the power x is e to the power x. Now remember this. You can get confused कि भाई यहाँ पे तो हमने पावर का रूल जो लगाया वो ये लगाया कि आपका n पावर नीचे आया और पावर 1 घटा के लिख दिया. एक पावर माइनस करेंगे, पावर को पूरा नीचे लेके आएंगे. दैट इज द रूल ऑफ पावर. बट हियर वी डिड नॉट डू दिस. x into e to the power x minus 1. You should have done this, no? according to the second formula. But we did not do this. Why? When I was telling you this, I always told you what is n. N is a real number, n is a constant. Power must be constant. If power is not constant, everything changes. This is not correct in that case. So here the power wasn't constant. Remember this. So this is an exponential function. Exponential function is constant to the power variable. Exponential function. This e is a constant. This x is a variable. So this is called exponential function. Constant to the power variable. While variable to the power constant is what? Algebraic function. X to the power 4, x to the power 7, x to the power 100. So when you have algebraic function, the rule is this. When you have exponential function, then rule is this fourth one. Fourth one is the rule. This third one is the special case of fourth. So fourth is a to the power x. Now a is constant. Constant to the power variable is an exponential function. So what is the differentiation of exponential function? A to the power x log a. Now, why did I say that this is the special case of fourth? Because if you take a as e, this becomes e to the power x log e, and log e is 1. That is why the answer is e to the power x only. Fifth is log x, differentiation of log x. Differentiation of log x is 1 by x. 1 by x. Then sixth one is sin x. Differentiation of sin x is cos x. Then again, differentiation of cos x is, we have just found out what is the differentiation of cos x?
Negative sin.
Minus sin x. Then the next one is tan x. Differentiation of tan x is sec square x. Then again, differentiation of sec x. Differentiation of sec x is sec x tan x. Second last is cot x. Cot x is just similar to sec tan x. The only difference is you will put minus. Now these comes in pairs. Tan x and sec x form a pair. So differentiation of tan x is sec square x. Similarly, differentiation of cot x is cos x square x. Cot x and cos x, these two have pair and these two have pair. So differentiation of cot x is cos x square x with just a negative. And the last formula is differentiation of cosec x. Again, same, just the way sec x is going. It will be minus cosec x cot x. जैसे sec x का sec x tan x था, वैसे ही cosec x का cosec x cot x है, माइनस आ जाएगा बस दोनों फॉर्मूले में. तो ये मिनिमम 11 फॉर्मूले तो हमें याद ही होने चाहिए. मिनिमम इसलिए क्योंकि इसमें मैं 2-3 और ऐड कर दूंगा 12th क्लास में, अगर मैं नहीं पढ़ाया और तुम मेरे से ही पढ़ रहे हो सब. और ये सारे यूज होंगे, ऐसे डेली यूज होंगे, मतलब पूरा जब तक हम till the time we will cover this whole of derivation differential calculus wala part, we'll be using this formula very frequently. In every question we'll be using one of them, one or two or three of them. So these are 11 formulae which you need to learn for this year. And then there is this topic, algebra of derivatives of function. in which basically we will be telling you some rules. So these 11 have to be learned. I'll make sure that you learn them because I'll give you enough questions. We will practice them. Practice से होंगे learn obviously. No, but first अभी छोड़ दो, learn हम कर लेंगे. पहले ये समझ लो मेरी बातें क्या है. फॉर्मूले हैं, फॉर्मूले वाले पार्ट पे तो कुछ है ही नहीं, हमें लर्न करना ही पड़ेगा, कोई ऑप्शन है नहीं हमारे पास, तो वो हम लर्न कर लेंगे क्वेश्चंस के साथ साथ. बट अंडरस्टैंड दीज, जो मैं बेसिक रूल्स अभी आई एम अबाउट टू टेल यू गाइस, अंडरस्टैंड दीज रूल्स very carefully. So first rule says, if you are differentiating two functions which are either in addition or in subtraction. So let's say this is some function fx. This can be anything, either of them, either 11 of them, and gx can be any one of them, and they are either in addition or in subtraction. So if you're differentiating two functions which are in addition or subtraction, you can differentiate them separately. मतलब you can distribute derivative, आप derivative को distribute कर सकते हो over addition and subtraction directly. Distribute करने का ये मतलब है कि आप fx का डेरिवेटिव अलग निकाल लो और gx का डेरिवेटिव अलग निकाल लो. जो भी बीच में साइन लगा हुआ था वो लगा सकते हैं. मैं इसका एक एग्जांपल दिखाता हूं आपको. तो लेट्स से हमारे पास y कोई फंक्शन है जो दिया हुआ है x स्क्वायर प्लस साइन x, एंड वी आर आस्क्ड टू फाइंड आउट द dy by dx, राइट. तो dy by dx निकालते हुए मैंने देखा कि दो चीजें एडिशन में है. वी आर गिवन अ पॉजिटिव साइन इन बिटवीन देम, राइट. So what we can do is we can find out the differentiation of them separately. So what is the differentiation of x square? Fatafat tell me. What is the differentiation of x square?
2x
2x. And what is the differentiation of sin x?
cos x.
Cos x. बीच में sin put कर दो जो ऊपर था प्लस. तो x square का अलग किया, sin x का अलग किया, right? We have done this different separately. And just put the sign, whatever the sign they have, either addition or subtraction. But this doesn't work for multiplication and divide. No, we can only distribute derivative over addition and subtraction directly. अभी मल्टीप्लिकेशन और उसके लिए क्या करना है उस पर बात करते हैं, वो रुक जाते हैं अभी 2 मिनट. The first rule is this. दो फंक्शन ऐड या सब्ट्रैक्ट किए, एंड इफ यू वांट टू डिफरेंशिएट देम, जस्ट डिफरेंशिएट देम सेपरेटली एंड पुट व्हाटएवर द साइन दे हैव. जी, कैन आई प्रोसीड? इफ समबडी हैजंट रिटर्न प्लीज रेज योर हैंड. ठीक है. सेकंड, तो लेट्स से आप किसी फंक्शन का डिफरेंशिएशन कर रहे थे, बट फंक्शन के साथ कुछ कांस्टेंट भी मल्टीप्लिकेशन में है. तो यू कैन टेक दैट कांस्टेंट आउटसाइड just as you have done in limits. Now understand this what I'm saying with an example. So let's say we are finding out 100 into x to the power 7 हमें दिया हुआ एक function, and we need to find out the dy by dx for this, right? Now 100 is in multiplication with x to the power 7. 100 is in multiplication with x to the power 7. Let's change the question. Let's write it like this. Plus 4 भी मैंने ऐड कर दिया. Now I want to find out dy by dx. और rather -4 ऐड किया, प्लस तो पिछली बार भी किया था. Now how should I solve it? तो I would write dy by dx as, जब मैं इसका डिफरेंशिएशन करने जाऊंगा तो पहली बात तो बीच में माइनस लगा हुआ है. I can differentiate them separately, right? I can differentiate this first and then this 4 separately. Now this differentiation of 100 into x to the power 7 would be, because a constant is in multiplication with this, I can write that constant as it is, and I can differentiate this x to the power 7 only, because this is a constant. You do not need to solve constant if that is in multiplication or divide. So 100 will be as it is. Now x to the power 7, differentiation of x to the power 7 will be 7 into x to the power 6. Minus differentiation of 4 will be 0. So the answer to this question would be 700 x to the power 6. Chalo, fatafat tell me this answer. Find out dy by dx for this. Everybody just find out and raise your hand whenever you are done. I'll ask you. This is not a tough one. You can solve this. मतलब solve तो करो ही, गलत होगा सही होगा वो बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे. पहले solve करो and just raise your hand whenever you are done. जी बताओ, कोई तो करो. ऐसी क्या बात है? You can check the formula. Okay, good सफा. यार हमें सारे फॉर्मूले पता है, दिक्कत क्या है? आप चेक करो फॉर्मूले, सॉल्व करो. गलत कर दो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. अच्छा चलो, tell Safa, what should be the answer?
So should I tell the final answer or these steps?
Yes, the final answer.
10 cos x.
ठीक है, अभी रुक जाओ यहीं पे, बस एक एक स्टेप पे चलते हैं पहले. So guys, first we have to differentiate this. Now यहाँ पे 10 मल्टीप्लाई हो रहा है, तो 10 मल्टीप्लाई हो रहा है तो 10 will be as it is, and differentiation of sin x is cos x. ठीक है, next.
Then it's 100 cos x.
Yes.
Okay, so then 100 into minus sin x.
So minus will be
minus.
So 100 will be as it is, and differentiation of cos x is minus sin x, which will change this sign to from plus to minus. So this will be tan cos x minus 100 sin x. Yes. Next.
12x square.
Plus 12x square. Good. 4 will be as it is, and x cube ka differentiation will be 3x square. Now 4 and 3 will be gets multiplied to give us 12, and
Going to be minus 0, but you won't get that.
minus 0 will play no role, right? This would be the final answer. Minus 0 will also be there, but that doesn't change anything. So the final answer to this question is this. So that is how we can apply these rules. Now the third one is product rule. What does product rule says? If there are two functions which are in multiplication and you want to find out the derivative of this, you cannot take the derivative directly. First of all, you cannot take the derivative directly. You cannot write it as f dash x into g dash x. No. Obviously, f dash x represents the derivative of fx. This is nothing but d by dx of fx, right? You understand that. So what you have to do is take one function constant and differentiate another function. So first take fx constant. Differentiation of gx would be g dash x plus differentiation of first function into second function as it is. Now do this with me. Chalo. So if I have y is equals to x log x, now there are two functions. One is x, one is log x. Two different kind of functions. I have to find dy by dx. How can I do that? Take x as it is. Differentiation of log x is 1 by x plus. Now the differentiation of x. Differentiation of x. What is the differentiation of x? Just the differentiation of x.
1.
1. See, this 1 comes out outside and this is 1 minus 1, 0. X to the power 0 is 1. So differentiation of x is 1 into log x as it is. So at any point, only one function will be differentiated and second function will be treated as constant. So पहले मैंने x को constant की तरह लिया, log x को 1 by x differentiation, log x का differentiation 1 by x आया, plus x का differentiation 1 आया, तो log x as it is रहा. So the answer is 1 plus log x. Final answer is this. Can you apply this here? Chalo, try this. अच्छा, अभी वो तो नहीं कर पाओगे, चलो कोई नहीं. अभी क्वेश्चन रूल नहीं सिखाया, वो कल सीखेंगे, तो उसके बाद कुछ और भी कर पाएंगे. बट चलो अभी के लिए ये करो. y is equals to sin x into log x dy by dx लगाते हैं. तो at one point only one differentiation, second function will be as it is. किसी को भी मान सकते हो पहले as it is, दूसरे का डिफरेंशिएशन कर लो. चलो मेरे साथ स्टार्ट करो. कौन करेगा? माज करेगा. माज आजा. माज अवेलेबल है क्लास में? कहाँ है भैया?
यस सर.
हाँ जी बताओ. चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं. प्रोडक्ट रूल लगाना है. दो अलग अलग फंक्शन दिख गए, एक साइन एक्स है, एक लॉग एक्स है. तो वन फंक्शन विल बी टेकन एज कांस्टेंट. बता किसको कांस्टेंट ले, साइन एक्स को या लॉग एक्स को?
सर साइन एक्स.
चलो साइन एक्स एज इट इज रहेगा. तो फिर करेंगे हम डिफरेंशिएशन ऑफ लॉग एक्स व्हिच इज
1 plus log x.
1 plus log x.
Oh no, 1 by x. 1 by x.
1 by x प्लस, अब जिसका डिफरेंशिएशन कर दिया है उसको कांस्टेंट ले ले, यानी कि log x को एज इट इज रख. अब sin x का डिफरेंशिएशन करना पड़ेगा व्हिच इज
Cos x.
cos x. फाइनल आंसर. बस इसको हम और ज्यादा सॉल्व नहीं कर पाएंगे तो यहीं पे ही छोड़ देंगे. फाइनल आंसर यही है. इस तरीके से हमारा प्रोडक्ट रूल अप्लाई होगा. कल हम क्वेश्चन रूल पढ़ेंगे, इस पे बेस्ड कुछ और क्वेश्चंस करेंगे. मतलब नेक्स्ट क्लास में, फ्राइडे वाली क्लास में इसी पे बेस्ड कुछ क्वेश्चन करेंगे और मैं कुछ क्वेश्चंस आपसे वहां पे पूछूंगा. नेक्स्ट क्लास में पूरा डेरिवेटिव्स फिनिश हो जाएगा हमारा. ठीक है. Then we will proceed to straight lines.
Sir, next class is on Friday and Saturday, right?
Yes, next week's class will be on Friday and Saturday. So
Okay.
ठीक है.